What's up? We are back with a new video. I want to say shout out to each and every one of y'all. The sun is yet shining. I haven't been going live, so tomorrow I'm off, and like for the next 2 days I'll be going live a lot. But the Clark sisters got a movie coming out on Lifetime, so they're finally doing a biopic for the Clark sisters, right? So I'm excited to see all of the Clark sisters come together, seeing this movie for all, like, the young people, for everybody to see about the Clark sisters. So I was listening to Dr. Larry Reed interview that he did with Denise Clark. Apostle Denise Clark. Mind you, she is the eldest or the oldest Clark sister, and she used to be in the group. So I didn't know that they had a fifth member in the group. I didn't know nothing about that. So I'm listening to her talk, and Denise, and this was last year, Denise was spilling tea on the group. She said, no, my mother, Maddie Moss Clark, she did not kick me out. I left the group because my sisters was getting on me for being pregnant, and I got pregnant and I wasn't married. But she said, I didn't want to get rid of my baby, like my sisters. I don't know what they did with their babies. She alluded that some of her sisters had an abortion. That's what she alluded to in the interview. Like, she was spilling tea in that interview, and Larry Reed, he was just talking so much and cutting the woman off. The woman was spilling tea. Now, if I was conducting that interview, I would have got some names out of that, because she would spill some names. If you'd have asked her the right questions, she would have spilled some names. But Larry kept on talking, and just talking and cutting the woman off while she up there spilling tea. I mean, she was spilling a lot of tea in the interview. We also find out that during that oh my gosh, that TV One Unsung, she said it was some things that was a flat out lie. She said her father did not beat her mother. That was a lie. Baby, she was going in on Jackie, saying Jackie ain't no full Clark. This is our half sister. She was going in. I'm like, the Clark sisters got a lot of drama. One thing that I agree with Dr. Larry Reed, that the Clark sisters, they definitely need to be on Yana Van Zant. So she was saying that she's real cool with Twinkie Clark. She's real cool with her. And Twinkie told her that the sister said, if I mention your name in an interview, they're going to walk out of it and let you look like a fool. They said, stop mentioning Denise in interviews. We don't want to mention her. So I'm listening to all this drama. Now, mind you, the Clark sisters, they sing about Jesus. Is my living in vain? They sing about the Lord. But when you're talking about, they sing about Jesus is a love song, that's good. But do you love your sister? You can sing about all them songs all day. Are you practicing what you singing about? And you ain't going to heaven if you got hatred in your heart about your sister. You ain't going to see the King of Kings with that type of hatred. And a lot of church people, they talk so holy, but a lot of them don't get along with their families. But they go to church, they shout, they speak in unknown tongues, they roll around on the floor. But when it's time to get along with their loved ones, you better not bring that sister up that they don't like. You might get cussed out. You better not bring up that nephew or that brother that they don't like. You might get dragged. So, the Clark sisters is very, they sing about songs, but the drama in that church, the drama in that family is just, it's not uncommon. It's a lot of families that have drama, especially that goes on in the church. So I do believe that it's a lot of dysfunction in there. So Denise, she talking, and Larry asked her a question. She said, have they reached out to you about the movie, the Lifetime movie? She said, no, I didn't get a text. I didn't get no email. I didn't get nothing. I found out that last year during that interview, Jackie tried to steal, or not, I'm not going to say steal. She went to court to say that Twinkie is mentally unstable to take control of her estate. I'm like, whoa. Then we learn in the interview that Denise, when their mama was alive, Manny Moss Clark was alive, that Jackie tried to file paperwork that Maddie was mentally unstable to take control of her estate. I'm like, that's dirty. But then I'm like, where's Twinkie family? Where's her? Do she got any kids? Like, do she got her paperwork in order? Because people will try to do that. They will try to put you in that courtroom and say you mentally unstable to get control of your estate. I have seen that happen to some of my patients where you in a nurse home, they didn't got a judge court order of you. They got control of all your finances. So I actually seen that happen. I actually seen it happen. But then she spilled some tea that Twinkie's son is in jail in prison. She spilled some tea that because you know when you got somebody spilling tea, baby, they just go spill it. So she just talking and she said, you know what happened with Twinkie's son? And Larry was like, no, I don't know. He in prison. You know what happened with Twinkie's son? No, I don't know. He in prison. So he just spilled some tea. So the interview is over. Wait, let's get to Jackie about Jackie not a nurse. So yeah, Larry Reed said, yeah, because you know Jackie, she's a nurse. And she was like, hold up, Larry. Jackie is not a nurse. I'm tired of y'all going around with that lie. She have took the test and she flunked the test a lot of times. She is not a nurse. So stop going around with that lie. Baby, Denise can't stand Jackie. I don't know what Jackie did to Denise, but Denise can't stand Jackie. Baby, you mentioned Jackie Day. Denise, all the roast gonna come out. She said, why did you change your name to Clark? You don't even like my daddy. You're not even a Clark. She was just, I'm like, she's just spilling tea. I'm like, what? She's spilling all this tea. What did Jackie do? And Jackie is the one that can't sing like that. I'm just saying, in my humble opinion, I'm not being mean. It's just like Jackie vocals don't do much for me, okay? I bet one time she tried to do that vocal. I was like, no, Jackie, you stick to being a nurse. But they said she's not a nurse. They said she a wound. I don't know. Well, Denise will do well in the B sector because she spilled tea. Oh, Lord. The truth is the truth, Jackie. I always say, like, I'm excited for the movie that's coming out. But Denise, I will agree with Larry Reed about this. Regardless of what, Denise's story deserved to be told, because she was a part of the group. She was on most of the hit records. So she deserved for her story to be heard. But Larry Reed had fact-checked her, and everything that she said, she was telling the truth. Denise said she went to Twinkie house, and they called the police. They called the police on Denise. The police show up. That is just drama. And that mind, these are the Clark sisters. These are folk. They got Grammys. They had Kojic. The Clark sisters. And this might get to some of the Clarks. So I'm not reading the Clarks. I love the Clark sisters. This might get to some of them. But what I'm saying is, it the police was called. It's some drama when they call the police. So she called Twinkie, and Twinkie answered, said she get her nails done. They took Twinkie allegedly out the house to go get her nails done so she won't see Denise, because Denise get along with Twinkie. So they called the cops. I love you, Bree. And the reason why I'm bringing up this old interview, because a show about to come out. The show about to come up. The movie about to come up. So I think it's wise to talk about this interview, because I didn't talk about it last year. It pulled up in my news feed, and I said I'm gonna talk about it. We ain't talking about nothing else. Most of us is quarantine. Most of us got to wear masks and all that type of stuff. So we going to talk and entertain y'all. So it's just really, really, really funny to me that they are yet doing this to Twinkie. Now, Twinkie Clark, whoever told her to post that 20-second video in that interview last year, you can literally tell that Twinkie is not well. I'm seeing her on there. I could just tell this woman is not well. She need to arrest. She under a lot of stress. Because you got to understand, Twinkie wrote a lot of records. Her estate probably worth a lot of money. And people want their hands on that gold chest. And a lot of times, I don't think we can trust a lot of people because people is dirty, and it will be your own family that won't control of that estate. She was the writer, so you're going to make money off them records for generations to come. So she definitely, and I pray that she get the right people around her. I pray that she get her paperwork in order and get the right people over her estate because people want it. They want it bad. Anytime you write records, people want that. So I can't wait till that movie come out. I'm going to be watching it, but I hope and pray that Denise get her Twitter account up, her Instagram up, and take advantage of that so people will know who you are and to do interviews. So a lot of people's like, why Denise doing interviews? Because she was a part of it. A lot of people didn't even know that it was a group. I really believe that it was 5 of them. I really believe that she definitely needs to continue to do interviews. She definitely needs to continue to tell her story. And yes, the Clark sisters, before you leave this earth, you got to come together and try to work it out and bring love. And if you are a Christian, if you say, I got the Holy Ghost, and Karen got the Holy Ghost, Dorinda Clark got the Holy Ghost, Jacket got the Holy Ghost, who else is on there that say got the Holy Ghost? All of them say they saved and sanctified and they all got the Holy Ghost. Why is it's so much division? Somebody ain't got the Holy Ghost. You can't say, I got the Holy Ghost. All y'all got the Holy Ghost. All y'all is born again, is a follower of Christ, and y'all can't get along. Somebody is lying about having the Holy Ghost. Because you can't say, I got the Holy Ghost, and the last time you talked to your sister was in 1994. Then Denise, every time I listen to the interview, I was getting angry. She said when her daddy died, she was on her way to the funeral. They have already buried her daddy before she got there. Before she got there, they done buried her daddy. I'm like, if that ain't the most evilest thing that you could have do to a sibling, is bury the parent before she get there, that's evil. That is evil. So I can't wait to see the movie. I really can't wait. And I would love to see them on Iyala Fix My Life, because the Pacers was on there, and theirs was real good and juicy. Theirs was good and juicy, the Pace sisters. But best believe, if they go on Iyala Fix My Life, the Clark sister episode is going to be a ratings blockbuster, because they got a lot of drama. Okay, they got a lot of drama, but that is effed up that they did that to her. And I do believe that they treat Denise like they treat Tracy Braxton. I think that she is the sister that they walk on. Tracy got the same type of division with the Braxton sisters because she felt like she is the one that get walked upon. So it's a lot of division that goes on a lot of these families, and it comes with when you don't. And you got to understand, she was raised in a church, a lot of things, and then she said she was advised spiritually to get an abortion. That's out of order. You want her to get deeper in sin, to kill a baby. She said she was advised to get an abortion. And this is the thing. She said Karen Clark just don't get along with her. But this is the thing, Karen, I don't understand, because her son had a baby out of wedlock, and you done promoted that baby all up on the show. So you can't sin is sin no matter who do it. So if you had that energy for your sister, what was the energy for your son? You promoted that on a whole show. So she said a lot of the sisters didn't like that she had a baby out of wedlock, and she said she kept her children. She don't know what they did with their children. So what you saying is a baby. I mean, and a lot of people had abortions. A lot of people, all them kids they said they had more kids. You don't see them because they gone, they dead. They didn't kill them. to keep that image that you ain't having no kids out of wedlock. A lot of people, I'm in my past to preach that. I know a lot of women that had abortions, and they dealing with that karma. They dealing with that karma today. They dealing with that. Now I ain't moving on off that. They dealing with bad dreams and nightmares, because you gonna have nightmares when you do that. See, when it's something that you can do is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. And aborting babies and pretending like you ain't doing all that kind of stuff, it's gonna haunt you. Don't have sex. You don't have to worry about no boy. Don't have sex. If you know that Bible say, be married. Get married first. Okay? Get married. That's what you're supposed to do. But a lot of folks didn't do that. So don't judge your sister if she does it and you have did it, and even if you never did it, it ain't your job to walk on her and judge her like that. You supposed to show that sister some love. Even if she do that, even if she committed sin, it ain't your place to walk on her and drag her like that. You are not God. So sit down with all that judgmental spirit. I'm just saying. I'm the only one looking out for you or your channel. Why I think that left the story alone. It doesn't matter if he left the story alone. It's a hot topic. He's still getting revenue off that story. And I've dealt with a lot of families, or been around, even with my own family. Secrets, baby, they would keep so many secrets. And it's hurtful, evil secret. Ain't no secret about a pie making. It's some real secrets that they didn't cover up a lot of sin, and they worry about all that stuff that is going on. So I'm just looking at all the type of stuff. But that movie is coming out on Lifetime, and Denise definitely name got to be mentioned. And that interview, that ain't gonna be the last of y'all gonna hear it again. It's gonna get more views. It's gonna be over 200,000 views, because once that movie come out, they're gonna start searching and tracking down Clark's sister content. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I jumped on the story, because I didn't even know about it really like that. I did hear about, because that went viral, about Jackie not being a nurse. I did hear about that, but I didn't see no purpose of doing it, because I was deep in the beef sector. I wasn't even worried about the church sector. But now, since I got time, I was able to listen to both interviews. So it's going to be on Lifetime. I can't wait to see it. So shout out to all the Clark sisters. I love all their music. I think that's dope. But I do believe that they need to work it out with their sister. Nevertheless, before you try to do all that singing about the Lord, try to work it out with your sister or your brother. It's impossible to say, I love God, but then I hate my sister. There's no way you can love something that you haven't seen yet. You haven't seen God, but yet you hate somebody that you see every day. Something wrong with that. And a lot of people need to stop doing that. I see that a lot in a lot of these churches. Y'all preach all this love and forgiveness, but you can't forgive or have a conversation with your own sister or with your own brother. Okay? I'm just saying. So it's coming out this week. I can't wait to watch it, and we talk about this on the show. It might be uncomfortable, but I would love to talk to some of the Clark sisters. In my interview, they ain't gonna like, because the first interview would be, when are you gonna have that conversation with your sister? Because you can't have no hatred with your sister. And why was so distant from your sister? And so those are the type of conversations that definitely need to be had. I hope you can speak. I would love to speak to Denise. I would love to speak to Denise. You know, I would love to speak to this woman, because there's a lot of hurt. And this is why I know Denise is not a clout chaser, because she held on to this stuff for decades. I haven't heard nothing from a Denise Clark Brefford, Apostle Denise Clark, and I haven't heard nothing of her at all. So when it was time for me to hear about her, I knew that this woman is not a clout chaser. She held on to that stuff for years. While my mom is from Alabama, and I used to tell her, you all should write a book called Secrets of the South. Yes. And they definitely need to. I would love for Denise write some stuff. Just her story about the crisis. It will sell a lot of books, just to be honest with you. It will sell a lot of books if Denise write her story down and put it in a book. Okay? Yes. And LPNs is nurses. A lot of people think LPNs is not nurses or LVN is not nurses. They are nurses, people. Okay, let's like RNs is nurses. Just because you're not a registered nurse or RN, and if you're LVN, that doesn't take away from your nursing. You are a nurse. Okay, a lot of people say, "Oh, LPN is not a nurse." I'm like, they are nurses. I know some LVN that make more money than some RNs. I've seen some checks on some of these. I've seen some LVN make a lot of money. So don't be be talking all that stuff, especially if you don't work in healthcare. You make that type of statement. I am not sure how well her character will be portrayed in the movie since they did not include her in the production. Well, I've heard that they're not gonna treat her bad in the movie. I heard, rumors and different blog sites I've been on. I heard, but we don't know until we actually see it. But it's not right that you're talking about a movie and that woman is still breathing and y'all don't put her in the movie. I mean, let her give her input in the movie. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool. I think that's wrong, in my humble opinion. I'm still breathing. You doing a movie about and not put me in it. Even it was wrong for them to do that Unsung on TV1 and not put Denise in it. She said, I didn't even know they was doing the Unsung. She said until it came on television. I watched it when everybody else watched it. That's wrong when you got somebody that was actually a part of the group. So, I mean, that just, in my humble opinion, that's wrong. I love it does a favor. Denise it's not right. She should do her own time. She should. It's really, really not right. And that's why I did this video, so y'all will know about Denise. And Denise, the story needs to be told. And so I thank Larry Reid for that. Only problem that I had with the Larry Reid interview is that he was just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and cutting her off, and she could have spilled way more tea. You got to let people talk. When you get an interview that delicate, let the guests talk. If you got a guest that talk, let them talk, and you ask the questions. And I don't care if that's a 3-4 hour interview. Let that woman talk. And I mean, he was just talking all through the interview. Yeah, okay, and listen, talk. Let the guest answer. That man, that Larry Nelson, because he loved to hear himself talk. He a preacher. So he loved to hear himself talk. And that's something where I don't think he would never change, because he been a preacher. So being a preacher, it's kind of hard to let other folks talk. So he's just going to be just talking. That just Larry. Like, he's very long-winded. He going to talk. And that's what it is. Sometimes he talk too much. That's why he getting them lawsuits and stuff and all that. Sometimes he talks so much, he started blasting stuff on Patreon, and all that type of stuff. You just be talking and talking and talking. Speaking about Larry Nelson, Bishop Winans, he put a post out that Bishop Winans hooked up on a ventilator, that he was dying or something. It was a rumor that Bishop Winans was dying. He on a ventilator. So one of the members told Larry Nelson, take it down. What you say ain't true. So Larry Nelson, he go on his platform talking about, oh, okay, I'm about to go. It's gonna buffer. Okay. I'm gonna have to continue this when I go home. So I'll see y'all later, because it's gonna probably buffer. My internet is going in and out. So I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace, and we'll continue this when I get off. We'll continue this about the Bishop Winans and all that. We'll continue this when I get off. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Peace.